when I was going through the feeling of being scared, which I'd like to kind of believe doesn't happen as often, it was really, I mean, I didn't want the feeling. I wanted to be distracted from the feeling. I didn't want to come back home with the constant, fear feeling, with that scared feeling. Sometimes it would be really extreme, and I would wonder where it's coming from. I needed to take opinions from everybody about everything, right from what I should be eating to where I should be going to whether this decision is right, the work decision is right, and I kind of felt very dependent on everybody else for a very brief amount of time, but it was very intense, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it because I couldn't trust myself. I couldn't rely on myself. I was not independent. The fear took all over. It just uh, kind of uh, ruled me, and I needed to do something about it. I needed to kind of help myself not feel that way, because no matter how many times I would go and ask other people for their opinions, including my family members, the fear wouldn't go. The fear was still there. And my first reaction to it was to distract myself. I needed to distract myself. So whether it was watching something that was really light, or reading something that was kind of humorous, or interacting with some friends, or just going through some videos. I mean, I found it the most conducive way at that moment to kind of stop myself from feeling that, because I really didn't want to feel it. And then after that, it would kind of, the feeling would rest. I would be resting for some time, and then I could think about it better. I could think about where it's coming from, why it's there. I could give it a little bit of clarity, because I wasn't feeling that feeling so much, so it wasn't holding me down. I could get into it a little bit more and understand it. And in time to come, as I kept doing that, I think it automatically became a pattern. It wasn't something I really had to work toward. It was sort of just, it just came out of me as an intuition or as an instinct to address it the way that I did. And with that practice of just distracting myself while I'm feeling that fear really intensely, and then once the fear kind of calms down, the feeling of the fear calms down, allowing myself to get into it a little bit more, to understand where it's coming from and why it's there, it helped me come out of it. And once I came out of it, I could start taking more decisions for myself. I could start relying on myself. I could start having faith in my purpose, and not having to be extremely dependent on everybody else's opinions. And it was a wonderful feeling to finally see the fear leave me, in whatever way, and for me to finally, live my life and feel independent and strong and temporarily fearless.